Um, Mine are acts of service and words of affirmation. Nikki's is words of affirmation and quality time. Her love language is not acts of service. So, in me trying to show my love for her sometimes, I do stuff and I expect stuff done in return for me. The response is, well, not all the time, but the initial response could be, I'm not your maid, I'm your spouse. You know? And that's not what the intention is, but just that when you operate from different aspects, the interpretation is lost. That message is lost. So I get frustrated because this isn't done because that's what I want done. She's because she thinks I'm asking her to be my maid, and that's not it at all. But we have to take time to understand where we're all coming from. That's what love is, taking the time to understand others, to getting absorbed in their world, whether it be your spouse, your children, your siblings, your friends, your co-workers, your neighbors, whatever else. How can you show love to somebody with this love language? Help out with chores and tasks, especially without being asked. That's huge. That's, see, my sister. Look at that. All right. Can I get an amen, Nancy? Bob's like, Dave, just shut up. Occasionally, offer to help with some of his or her responsibilities. Or even every 3 days for a month, give that person a note card that says, today, I will show you my love by ... and fulfill that task. You will see a marked change in that person's perception and behavior if that's done. How does God show this way of love? John 13:3. On Monday, Thursday, Christ did what? Washed the feet of his disciples. Took the role of a servant. Acts of service. Now, I'm not saying for husbands to wash their wife's feet unnecessarily, but you can. But also in Matthew 20, verse 8, Christ says, even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, active service, and the last one would be physical touch. Now, these people are very touchy. I don't mean like they're on a hair trigger, that they're like spazzed out, whatever it is. But they're touchy meaning that hugs, pats on the back, holding hands, and thoughtful touches on the arm, shoulder, or face, they can all be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love. Okay? The physical presence and accessibility are crucial for a person who has this primary love language. And on the adverse, the neglect or abuse of this can be unforgivable and destructive. Okay, so I'm not, for a spouse, I'm not saying necessarily the bedroom. I'm saying that this is where, pats, hugs, touches convey to that person that you care. All right? And then this is one thing that Nick and I also, have had some issues with, in the sense that, again, we're complex creatures here, and that not only do our love language come into play, but also our personalities. I'm more introverted by birth. Nikki is more extroverted by birth. Nikki enjoys holding hands and kind of walking with arms around. I'm more of the public affection, like more private affection, not public affection. But I have to operate to show love to her in ways that she feels love as well. So again, trying to enter the world of your spouse, of your child, your friend is crucial. It's crucial. How do you know if this is your love language? Well, do you touch? As you have conversations, do you touch their shoulders? Do you grab their hands? Do you pat their backs? Do you do the man hug? Praise that. Do you do the chest bounce? Whatever you want to do, no, chest bounce. But as you talk, are you expressive with your hands? All right. If so, possibly this is your love language. Do you often complain about not being touched by your loved one? Do you often ask for your head or back rubbed? My wife every night. I'm like, what about me? If so, then perhaps this is your love language as well. How can you show love to somebody with this love language? Well, touch them. Not touch them, but touch them. Show them your love. Hold hands on walks. Hold hands when you're on the couch, or if you're going through town, or if you're in the mall. Hold hands. If you're on the couch watching TV or a movie, snuggle close. Snuggle them a little bit. All right? Or when he or she comes home, give them a big hug. These ways can show that person that you care. And how has God shown this to us? Mark chapter 1, verse 40. There was a leper who needed healing. And leprosy is contagious. Christ showed him his love by touching him. Also, in Revelation 21, in the new heaven and the new earth, we're told that Christ will do what? Wipe away all tears. God also shows this as well. And what the point of this is, and so that's the five love languages. A brief overview. We're trying. Our goal, one of our goals as Christians, is to love. And if we're speaking French to somebody who speaks English, we may know what we're trying to convey, but it's not being received because they don't understand. Loving means being selfless, meaning taking the time to get involved and try to understand. Men, it can be understood. They can be understood, trust me. Trying to understand how your friend, how your spouse, how your grandchildren, your children, your friends, how will they receive love? Because oftentimes they don't receive the love in the way that you do. So you give them that love. You say, honey, I love you. And to her, it's acts of service. Okay, fine, but clean the house. I don't know. That's an extreme case. What I'm saying is we have to take the time. If marriages in this country, if husbands and wives would take the time to invest in each other like that, well, what would happen? What would happen if parents would take the time to know how their kids operate and think and receive love? What would happen? What would our country look like if we stopped taking the focus off of ourselves and put it on others? Corey is going to sing and play a song now called Lead Me. This is by the group called Sanctus D. No, it's not. Sanctus Rio. The author and composer of this song wrote this song after his wife came to him as a wife and a mother and told him that he wasn't showing his love for his family. It ripped him apart. And so he wrote this song. I challenge you and myself to listen to these words and may God's Spirit minister to you.
See my wonderful life, almost perfect from the outside. In picture frames, I see my beautiful wife, always smiling, but on the inside, I can hear her saying, lead me with strong hands and stand up when I can. Don't leave me hungry for love, chasing dreams. What about us? Show me you're willing to fight, that I'm still the love of your life. I know we call this our home, but I still feel alone. I see their faces I tell myself they'll be fine, they're independent, but on the inside, oh, I can hear them saying, lead me with strong hands and stand up when I can't. Don't leave me hungry for love, chasing dreams. What about us? Show me you're willing to fight, that I'm still the love of your life. I know we call this our home, but I still feel alone. So Father, give me the strength to be everything I'm called to be. Oh Father, show me the way to lead them. Won't you lead me to lead them with strong hands and stand up when they can't. Don't leave them hungry for love, chasing things that I could give up. I'll show them I'm willing to fight and give them the best of my life, so we can call this our home. Lead me, 'cause I can't do this alone. Father, lead me, 'cause I can't do this alone.
Thanks, Corey. In our busyness, in our fallenness, we need to take the time to love. And we need to take the extra time to learn how to love others and how they'll receive that. That's what God did for us. That's what we're called to do for each other. And all of us here have been hurt. All of us here have been misunderstood more than one time. Let me adjure you. Let me plead with you. Outdo each other in showing honor. Outdo each other in showing love. Follow the example of Christ. Let us pray. Lord, we do ask you to lead us, because we need to be led. Father, help us to lead in return. As we follow your lead, help us to lead. Whether that means to be a better husband, a better wife, a better child or grandchild, a better grandparent, a great-grandparent, a better sibling, a better friend,